result of these civil rights activities, a lot of black people as well as other minority communities have got liberated, you know, over what you fought for, and so many people have died for. So what issues do you believe today that people should be fighting for?
One fight is to go from marginalization to freedom. Once one is free, one must then fight for equality. And many people are free but not equal. Black youth in this country are free, the 60% unemployed. And inequality. One black Brit went to Oxford in a class of 5,000. It's a disgrace. Free but not equal. Look at bank loans for business. Free but not equal. Number of homes raised because of home foreclosures targeted by banks. Free and unequal. The next phase of our struggle, therefore, is equality. Now, 50 years ago, the social gap was very wide on the wall between us based on race. Now the social gap is virtually closed. Blacks and whites can, go to clubs together and go to ballrooms together and socialize together. But the gap between those living in the surplus culture and those living in the deficit, that gap has gotten much wider. And so today, that may very well mean this youth generation must fight for the country to develop a war on poverty. You must fight for a kind of chronic commission report to look at issue disparities in Britain. It is not in Britain's interest to have so many people locked into being a policeman, or a teacher, or a fireman, or to have contracts. The Birmingham data in UK data looks like Birmingham, Alabama 50 years ago. Almost no blacks in the police force. Almost no blacks firemen. That's worth marching about. You must demand your share of policemen, your share of firemen, your share of teachers. That may be today's march. Fight for student loan debt forgiveness. You have access to education. That's the state's march. Stop banks from profiling, not just police, but stop banks from profiling. So as opposed to stop and search here, stop and frisk in the U.S., we should stop and employ. Stop and educate, stop and care.
Reverend Jackson, my question is going a bit diverse. Because in America, I see it as quite unique in terms of 60s, where you had like yourself and Martin Luther King coming out to the church as leaders of the community and leaders of the activists, which is one thing I don't see within the United Kingdom. How can we encourage our church leaders in Birmingham and in the United Kingdom to actually take on those roles of campaigning and not just sit in their pulpits?
Well, some churches are involved, never enough. Dr. King often talked about church leadership detachment by guys who had a big bass on their steering wheel and preach behind stained glass windows, telling people how to survive and how to adjust, not how to change. But what it is, teachers teaching students in class, or preachers in their congregation, which all accept responsibility, get more involved in fighting for our own destiny. Churches cannot just settle for religious piety. Jesus fought for change. He was under Roman occupation, under his own religious exploitation. He fought for change, not just change in private habits of piety, but fighting for social justice. And that becomes a challenge of our church, to fight for social. The church must demand. It's not enough for ministers to go and kind of meet with the local officials and have access. Access must turn into a fair share of police jobs. We had to march for that in America. We had to fight for firemen's jobs. We had to fight for teaching jobs. And that is a fight that should be fought right here in Birmingham, UK, as we fought in Birmingham, USA.
One last question and one quick answer.
Okay, the question is on behalf of me and the youths in Birmingham. Having lived through the age where a black person is not allowed to sit next to a white person in the bus and so on and so forth, what do you think we, the youths, should do to make sure we don't face any more marginalization?
Well, you're facing it now. A if it's raining, if it's a storm, you should know it's not an April shower. A storm, we call it a storm. And starting with access to teaching, so as to teach other students, white and black. Access to, let's say, maybe police or fire, civil service. These are jobs that taxpayers should have. Your share of city contracts, your share of scholarships, fighting for equity and parity, the challenge of your day. Now, if you want to live your life, young people in a family, where you can't be prime minister, can't get the parliament, can't get the police, can't be a fireman, can't be a teacher. If you live with all those can'ts, don't get involved. You want those can'ts to become how we got over, then those fights are your time. And there must be some mass awareness, some mass education, because many people are convinced they can't get those jobs. And even be convinced they don't deserve them unless in fact they're inspired to fight back. And if Nelson Mandela or Dr. King are going to mean anything, it means that against our odds, the Indians fought for this occupation. Against the odds, in America, African Americans fought against occupation. Against the odds, African countries fought against colonialism. So those who inheritance of those legacies must in fact engage in some direct action. And here in Birmingham, you have an opportunity. Frank, you're free to protest. You're free to mobilize. Nothing standing between you and the end zone with grass. So it's time now to fight for your share of jobs, your share of education, your share of contracts, your share of health. For God's sake, stand for peace over war.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends.
What do you think about the Jesse Jackson speech today?
What do you think about?
The Jesse Jackson speech today, him coming to Birmingham.
I think it was very empowering. He made some good points, and it's enlightening for the young. It's encouraging for us to push our community towards a career religion, to push our young men.
And with this, what do you
I
reckon?
think being an ambassador of the city is very momentous, but also empowering, just like Peter says, simply because young people, as well as the older generation, need to be pumped up at times. You know, it's unfortunate that a man has to come from all the way across the pond to come and pump up 250, 300 people. But hopefully that 300 people can go and disperse that energy into their community, into their society, into their home, and give a much needed boost to our black and ethnic minority community to say that, yeah, we can vote and we have power and we can change political structures, community structures, social fabrics and social structures as well. You know, but me just keep on singing and keep on doing my thing, and you know, hopefully 350 people come out and hear me motivating them and saying, yeah, bring out the vote.
Hello. Okay. Hello. What do you think about today, the Jesse Jackson speech coming to Birmingham?
First of all, seeing Jesse Jackson's speech, and I have to say I was a little cynical, thinking, well, you still have the potency of some of his speeches of yesteryear. And actually, that guy is the master of the soundbite. I mean, some of the things that he talked about in terms of linking learning, liberation, and literacy, and all of that alliteration really got through a really powerful message. And I think what he did at the end of it, actually really encouraging people to register and actually getting people to sign up, that's what this is all about. So I'm really pleased it came, and it's well worth taking out all the money to.
What do you think about Jesse Jackson coming to Birmingham today?
Well, firstly, I think it's a privilege. You came last time, I came then. You came today was very, very inspiring, challenging, and encouraging too. I believe what he said was right, and we have to improve on ourselves and help other folk get ahead. We're here to make foundation possible for others, lay a foundation for others.
Right, what do you think about Jesse Jackson coming today? What does it mean to you that he's
I
coming?
thought it's absolutely fantastic that Jesse Jackson came to Birmingham, and he gave a strong message to the local people. We need to stand up in the county, organise ourselves, and actually continue the dream that Martin Luther King started. It wasn't meant to be just an inspirational speech, it's meant to call for action, and we need to move forward and really get together and make it happen.
So what did you think about today, Jesse Jackson coming to the library?
I thought about the Jesse Jackson speech. It was very inspirational, not just for black people, but I think it's an inspiration for people of all colours. It's important that we spread the message of Operation Black Vote. Everybody should use this as an opportunity to ensure that they do vote, which is the most important thing,
And it's all about democracy. They're voting for what they believe in, not just the black vote. But it was so inspirational to know that he stood beside Dr. Martin Luther King, which he kind of paved the way, not just for black people, but for people of all colours to stand for what they believe in.
So what did you think about today's speech and Jesse Jackson coming to Birmingham?
It's what was needed. I mean, people need to understand what the civil rights movements were about and draw the comparison to where we are in this country. The barriers that were faced in America, we haven't faced them here, and what we've ended up is in America, within 50 years, you have a black president on his second term in office. Here in Birmingham, we haven't even got a black cabinet member. And the key question was, how important is it for people to register to vote and use that vote? And he made it crystal clear. If you don't do it, you deserve to be where you are. So if you want to be powerless, then don't participate in the system. If you want to be heard, get on board and get involved. That's it.
Okay, and who are you?
Desmond Jadu, Birmingham Empowerment Forum.
Okay, vote for him.
Huh?
Vote for you, innit?
Well,